Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture on queuing theory part 4. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about single server model with finite capacity and multi-server model with infinite capacity. And in the previous video lectures, we have discussed about single server model with infinite capacity with exponential service rate and constant service rate. In this video lecture, first we are going to discuss about model 3, which is Poisson arrival, exponential distribution or service time with single server model, and first in first come or first in first out or first come first served model with finite capacity of the system and infinite calling source or population. First we will have an formula for the model 3, which is single server finite capacity model. So here in finite queue means the length of the queue is limited. We can accommodate only limited number of customers inside the queue, and N, capital N, is the maximum number of customers in the system. And the first thing is probability that there is no customer in the system, that is P naught, which is equal to 1 minus rho by 1 minus rho power capital N plus 1. So whenever you are going to solve this finite model, first you have to take lambda value and mu value. After getting these two values, just calculate rho value, which is lambda by mu, because this rho value will be useful throughout the entire formula. And probability that there are capital N customers in the system, capital N is the maximum capacity of the system, that is P capital N, which is equal to lambda by mu whole power capital N into P naught, which is rho power N into P naught. Average number of customers in the system, that is LS, which is actually can be calculated in two different ways. One, by using this formula. Actually this is very simple to remember, so you can use this very well. That is summation of n is equal to 0 to capital N small n into Pn, right? Here you know the formula for calculating the Pn. So Pn is this formula, that is rho power, if it is small n means rho power small n into P naught. P naught anyway we are going to use, we are going to calculate it for the for every problem. So after calculating P naught, we have to calculate P1, P2 up to P capital N, right? If you just calculate these two values, P naught and all the probability functions for the number of customers starting from 1 to capital N, we can easily just multiply it with N with a probability density function, and we can easily sum it up so that you will be getting LS. Otherwise, you have to remember this formula, right? So choice is yours. You can choose any one. Next is average number of customers in the queue, that is LQ. Here also we have a simple formula as well as a big formula. You can choose any one. So LQ is equal to summation of n is equal to 1 to n. Here it is 0 to capital N. Here it is 1 to n, and n minus 1 into Pn. This is the formula. The same thing is splitted here into two components. You can use this formula. Otherwise, you have to remember this formula, right? Next thing is average time a customer spends in the system, that is WS, which is equal to LS by lambda dash. Normally if it is a normal infinite capacity model, we will be using LS by lambda. Here it is lambda dash, where the lambda dash is equal to lambda into 1 minus P capital N, right? And next is average waiting time in queue, that is WQ, which is equal to LQ by lambda dash. Lambda dash will be calculating here. So these are the formula we are going to use in the finite capacity model. Directly we will solve an example problem. So at a railway station, only one train is handled at a time, single server model. The railway is sufficient only for 2 trains to wait, while the other is given signal to leave the station. The trains arrive at the station at an average rate of 6 per hour, and the railway station can handle them on an average of 12 per hour. Assuming Poisson arrivals and exponential service distribution, find the steady state probabilities for the various number of trains in the system. Also find the average number of trains at the railway station and the average waiting time of a new train coming into the yard. So, what is the capacity of the system? Here, 2 trains can wait in the queue and other is given signal to leave the system. Here, so total capacity of the system is 2 plus 1, which is 3, and the arrival rate is directly given, which is 6 per hour, and the service rate is 12 per hour. It is also directly given. Poisson arrival, exponential service time, and you have to find out the steady state probabilities for the various number of trains in the system. Steady state probabilities means P0, P1, P2 and P3. That is up to capacity of the system. Capacity of the system is 3. And we have to find out the average number of trains at the railway station. That is average number of trains at the system. That is LS. Then you have to find out average waiting time of a new train coming into the yard. That is WQ. So if you want to find out WQ, first you have to find out LQ, then lambda dash. LQ by lambda dash will give you WQ value, right? Let me solve this problem. So lambda is 6 per hour, mu is 12 per hour, capacity of the system capital N is 3, 2 plus 1, and whatever may be the questions asked, first you have to find out the value of rho, which is lambda by mu, utilization factor or the traffic intensity, right, and which is 6 by 12, which is 0.5, because we are going to use this rho everywhere. So first thing is we have to find out the rho value. Next, we have to calculate the steady state probabilities for the various number of trains in the system. Before that, after calculating rho value, we have to find out P0 value, because this P0 also will be useful in each and every formula. So the P0 is probability that there is no customer in the system, that is here it is no train in the system. P0 formula is given, that is 1 minus rho divided by 1 minus rho power capital N plus 1. So if we just substitute all the values, rho it is actually rho is, what is the value of the rho? 0.5, right? So it is 1 minus 0.5 divided by 1 minus 0.5 power 3 plus 1, 4. If you just substitute and simplify it, you will be getting the answer as 0.53. So after calculating the probability that there is no train in the system, we have to calculate all the steady state probabilities of various number of trains in the system, that is P1, P2 and P3 by using the formula. The formula is Pn is equal to P0 into rho power small n, right? So P1 means it is P0 into rho power 1 and so on. So P1 is, we know the value for P0, 0.53 into rho is 0.5 power 1, which is 0.265. For P2 it is P0 into rho power n. N is 2 here, so 0.5 whole square, so the value is 0.13, and for P3 it is 0.53 times 0.5 whole power 3, that is rho power n, so the value is 0.066. So these are the steady state probabilities for the various number of trains in the system, P1, P2 and P3. Next we have to calculate the average number of trains in the system, that is LS value. Trains in the railway station they asked. So formula is summation of n is equal to 0 to capital N into n into Pn. So it is Ls is equal to 1 into P1 plus 2 into P2 plus 3 into P3. Up to capital N you have to take, capital N is 3, so we are stopping up to 3 P3. So if you just multiply it with P1 values, P1, P2 and P3 values and sum it up, we will be getting the answer, which is actually is equal to 0.723 trains. Next is average waiting time of a new train coming into the yard. That is, they are asking for WQ. For that we require to calculate LQ. LQ is summation of N is equal to 1 to capital N, N minus 1 into Pn. So it is N minus N is equal to 1 means 0 into Pn, 0 into P1 plus 1 into P2 plus 2 into P3, right. So the value is 0.262 trains. LQ is 0.262 trains. After calculating LQ value, we require to calculate lambda dash, because the formula is LQ by lambda dash. Lambda dash is equal to lambda into 1 minus P capital N. P capital N value we know already, we calculated, this is P3. So 6 into 1 minus P3, which is 6 into 1 minus 0.066. So the value is 5.604. So WQ is Q is equal to 0.262, that is LQ value divided by this. So the totally it will be 0.0467 hours. We have to convert that into minutes, that is 2.81 minutes is the average waiting time of a new train coming into the yard. So this is how we have to calculate and determine the entire values of the characteristics, operating characteristics, right. So it is actually a direct substitution of everything. Either you can use summation formula for LS and LQ, or you can remember the big formula and you can substitute it, you will be getting the same answer. So next is model 4, that is Poisson arrival, exponential distribution, multi-server model with first in first out Q discipline, with infinite capacity model and with infinite population and calling source. So there are some assumptions for this multiple server model. First come first served queue discipline is followed here. Poisson arrival and exponential service times, and we are going to have infinite calling population, and there are some parameters, that is lambda is arrival rate, the same thing, mu is the service rate per server or per channel, service channel, and C is the number of servers or service channels. So C into mu is actually mean effective service rate for the system. That must exceed the arrival rate. If you just multiply the arrival rate with C, that should be greater than the arrival rate. So with this we'll directly get into the formula. Probability that there is no customer in the system, P naught. This is the formula for P naught. No other way, you have to remember it. So 1 by summation of n is equal to 0 to c minus 1 lambda by mu whole power n by n factorial plus lambda by mu whole power c by c factorial into c mu divided by c mu minus lambda. This is a formula to calculate P naught. So after taking the values of lambda, mu and c from the given problem, you need to calculate P naught value, because we are going to use this P naught value in all the formulas nearly. Next one is probability that there are n customers in the system, that is Pn. The formula is, we have two different formula for this. One is 1 by n factorial into lambda by mu whole power n into P naught. This is for where that is n is equal, starting the n range is 1 to c minus 1. C is actually multiple server, that is number of server. If the n value is between 1 to number of service channels minus 1, we will be using this formula. Otherwise, if the n value is greater than or equal to multiple that is number of service channel, we will be using this formula, that is 1 by c power n minus 1 n minus c into c factorial into lambda by mu whole power n into p naught. So this term is different from this term here. So it varies, depends upon the n value. And average number of customers waiting in the queue, that is LQ. The formula for LQ is this one, that is lambda mu into lambda by mu whole power c divided by c minus 1 factorial into c mu minus lambda whole squared into p naught. So we will be using this p naught everywhere, that is why we are calculating it at first. Here also we are using p naught. Then if you just remember this formula, that's enough. Next is average number of customers in the system, which is LS. LS is equal to LQ plus lambda by mu. What we are using in our single server model, the same thing is applied here also, applicable here also. Next is average time customer spends waiting in the queue. So we are applying Little's law here. So it is WQ is equal to LQ by lambda. If you know the value of LQ, we can easily calculate WQ value. And average time customer spends in the system, that is waiting plus being served, that is WS value. So which is actually is equal to LS by lambda. Again we are applying Little's law here. Next is probability that a customer has to wait. So this is P of n greater than or equal to C is, this is the formula. You can easily remember the formula if you know the formula for LQ. So the LQ formula is this one. If you just take out this lambda and square, you will be getting this formula, right? You just compare it. So if you just remove lambda and the square, you will be getting this formula. Just for comparison, I have just listed it here. Next is probability that a customer enters the service without waiting, that is 1 minus this, 1 minus P of n greater than or equal to C. So these are the formula which we are going to use in this multi-server model. Some more formulas are available, that is average numbers of idle servers is equal to C minus average numbers of customers served, and utilization rate is, here it is we are having multiple server, so it will be rho is equal to lambda by C into mu, number of service channel into service rate. And there is something called as efficiency of this MMC model, multiple server model, that is average number of customers served divided by total number of customers will give you the efficiency of this MMC model. So these are the formula we are going to use. We will directly solve a problem, example problem. A tax consulting firm has 3 counters in its office to receive people who have problems concerning their income, wealth and sales tax. On the average, 48 persons arrive in an 8-hour day. Each tax advisor spends 15 minutes on an average on an arrival. If the arrivals are Poissonly distributed and service times are according to exponential distribution, find average number of customers waiting to be served, that is LQ, average number of customers in the system LS, average time a customer spends in the system WS, average waiting time for a customer WQ, number of hours each week a tax advisor spends performing his job, we will discuss later, probability that a customer has to wait before he gets service, that is P n greater than or equal to C, expected number of idle tax advisor at any specified time. So these are the questions we have to answer. So here we have 3 counters, that means 3 service channels, so it is multiple server model, and lambda is given and mu is also given. We will directly get into the solution phase. So lambda is actually given as 48 arrivals in an 8-hour day. So it is 48 by 8. So it is 6 per hour. Mu is 1 by 15 minutes service time is given. So it is 1 by 15 per minute. So if you just convert that into hour, 60 by 15. So it is 4 per hour. And C is 3. 3 counters we have. So it is 3. So first thing is we have to calculate the value for lambda by mu, because we are going to use the lambda by mu value everywhere. So it is not actually the utilization factor. Here the utilization factor will be lambda by C into mu. Just we are calculating the factor lambda by mu for the substitution of each and every formula. Next we have to calculate P naught. So this is a formula for P naught. So if you just substitute it, so n is equal to 0 to C minus 1, C minus 1 means it is 2, so n is equal to 0 to 2, and the same thing is repeated here, C is actually 3, right? And we are going to substitute all the values of lambda by mu here. So it will be, if you just expand this n factorial and summation, it will be here n is equal to 0 first. So lambda by mu whole power 0 by 0 factorial. We know that 0 factorial value is 1. So lambda by mu whole power 0 is 1, 1 by 1 is 1, plus lambda by mu whole power 1 by 1 factorial. So 1 factorial is again 1. So here it is 1. So lambda by mu plus lambda by mu whole power 2 divided by 2 factorial means 2 into 1. So it is 2. So it is 1 by 2 into lambda by mu whole power 2 plus lambda by mu whole power 3 by 3 factorial. 3 factorial means it is 6, and the same term is repeated here. If you just simplify and substitute the value for lambda by mu, you will be getting the value as 0.21 as a P naught value, right? So by calculating all this lambda by mu and P naught value, we will directly get into the questions. First one is average number of customers waiting to be served, that is LQ. We know the formula. So directly substitute the values in the formula so that you will be getting the answer as 0.24 customers. Next is average number of customers in the system, that is LS. LS is equal to, what is the formula? LQ plus lambda by mu. We know the value for lambda by mu already. So it is 1.74 customers. Lambda by mu is actually 3 by 2, that is 1.5. So 1.5 plus 0.24 is 1.74. Next is average time a customer spends in the system, that is WS. WS is LS by lambda. We know the value for LS. So the value will be 17.4 minutes. Actually it is in terms of hour, we have to convert that into minutes after calculation. Finally we will be getting it as 17.4 minutes. Average waiting time for a customer, which is WQ is equal to LQ by lambda. LQ we know the value 0.24. Lambda is arrival rate, which is X, and if you just convert that into minutes, you will be getting it as 2.4 minutes. Next is number of hours each week a tax advisor spends performing his job. Spends performing his job means he should be busy, right? So that is utilization factor. We know the formula for utilization factor, which is rho is equal to lambda by C into mu. This is actually the portion of time the particular tax advisor is busy. Busy means he will be performing his job, obviously. So it is 1 by 2, 6 by 3 into 4. So 6 by 12, which is 1 by 2. Now we have to calculate number of hours. After calculating the proportion of time he is busy, now we have to calculate number of hours each day a tax advisor spends performing his job. Each day means 8-hour day. So it is half portion he is busy into 8-hour day. So 4 hours per day he is spending his time to perform his job. So if you want to calculate it for a week, so if you just consider it as a 5 days working week, it will be 4 hours into 5 days, so it will be 20 hours per week. This is how we have to solve it. Next one is probability that a customer has to wait before he gets service. We know the formula. If you just substitute it, it will be 0.236. Next, expected number of idle tax advisor at any specified time. So idle tax advisor means if there are no customer in the system, all the 3 tax advisors will be idle. If there is only one customer in the system, two tax advisors are idle, and when there are 2 customers in the system, one tax advisor is idle. If you just sum all the probabilities like this, that is 3 into P naught, all the 3 customers will be, the 3 tax advisors will be idle when there is no customer in the system, plus 2 idle tax advisors when there are only one customer in the system, plus 1 idle tax advisor when there are 2 customers in the system. If you just sum it up, you will be getting the value. For that we need to calculate P naught we already know, P1 and P2. The formula for calculating P1 and P2 when there are less than number of service channel customers. Here there is 3 customer, not the 3 customer. Here we are going to calculate only P1 and P2, 2 customer and 1 customer. So n will be 2 and 1, which is less than C, that is 3. That's why we are using this formula. If you use this formula, P1 value will be equal to 0.315 and P2 is 0.236. If you just substitute it in this formula, you will be getting the answer as 1.5 tax advisors. 3 into P naught plus 2 into P1 plus 1 into P2. Right? The other way of calculating the same expected number of idle tax advisors is actually half the portion of the time all the tax advisors are idle, because half the portion of the time only they are spending is their time to perform their job. So if you just total number of tax advisors are 3, half all the tax advisors will be free or idle half of the time. So if you just sum it everything and taking average, half of the total tax advisors will be free at any specified time. So this 3 by 2, so 1 by 5. In that way also you can calculate and will give the answer for this particular question. Okay, this is how we have to solve the multi-server problem. Okay, here there is an assignment question. A bank has 2 tellers working on savings accounts. The first teller handles withdrawals only, while the second teller handles deposits only. It has been found that the service time distribution for the deposits and withdrawals both is exponential with mean service time 3 minutes per customer. Depositors are found to arrive in a Poisson fashion throughout the day with mean arrival rate 16 per hour. Withdrawals also arrive in a Poisson fashion with mean arrival rate 14 per hour. So up to now they are speaking about single server model with Poisson arrival and exponential service rate, and there are 2 separate single server models are available. One with that is depositors single server model is for that arrival rate is 16 per hour. For withdrawals the arrival rate is 14 per hour. So we have lambda 1 and lambda 2 values, but the service time is same for both. So for mu it will be 1 by 3 per minute. If you just convert that into per hour basis, 60 by 3, so it will be 20 per hour. So mu is a single mu, and we have lambda 1 and lambda 2 value. So with this data, the question is, what would be the effect on the average waiting time for depositors and withdrawals if each teller could handle both withdrawals and deposits. So if you just convert this problem into multi-server model, what will be the effect on average waiting time? That's why they are asking. So first what we have to do is, first we have to calculate the waiting time for depositors for the single server model, then waiting time for the withdrawals for the single server model. Then after that, if you just combine these two, right, 16 per hour, 14 per hour, you will be getting lambda value, that is arrival rate for a multi-server model. For that model, what will be the WQ? You have to find out that, right? And what would be the effect if this could only be accomplished by increasing the service time to 3.5 minutes. So if you want to convert your single server model into multi-server model, if the mu, that is service time, is enhanced to 3.5 minutes only possible, means what will be the effect on WQ, they are asking. So without changing the lambda value here, we have to change only the mu value, that is 1 by 3.5 per minute. So 60 by 3.5 minute per hour. After converting that, you have to find out WQ value and compare it and give the answer. So this is the assignment question. Do it yourself. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you.